Good evening, students. Welcome to Mindworkzz. This is Deepanshu Agrawal. So today in this video, we will be solving some of the questions. I will be giving you some of the questions and some time to solve these questions, right? So I've shortlisted 6 of the questions as you can see on the screen, right? For this, for these 6 questions, so this can be taken as a short assessment, right? In which we would be first attempting all 6 questions in a definite time, and then I would be solving all these questions live. Okay, right. So here are the 6 questions in front of your screen. Yeah. So I would like to give you only 12 minutes only 12 minutes to attempt these 6 questions, right? And your basic intent to attempt these type of questions should be that you should be attempting all these questions at the rate of two minutes per question, right? You should not try to waste more than 2.5 minutes on any of the question, right? So you have 6 questions in front of your eyes. You can start now, right? We are starting at 11:03, right? So this would be continued till 11:15, and then from 11:15 onwards, I'll give you the answers, and then we can start. So I hope you have the copy and pen with you, right? Because it is going to be a time-based assessment, right? And then I will be sharing some of the insight of these questions. So this is the time to start. It's already 11:04. So let's keep it till 11:16. So 12 minutes, students, and 6 questions. Try these questions. In case you have any query, you can post on comments. Be careful about the time limit. Okay, you have exactly 12 minutes to solve these questions. Those who would be watching this video after maybe the live recording, uh, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after, so they should also try to stick to the time that I am providing in this video. So they should also not pause the video. They should also be be according to the timer given in the video only, right? So 12 questions, sorry, 6 questions, 12 minutes. Go for it. And don't post the answers on comment. Just note them down in your copy. Do not post any answer. Those who have joined late can see the comment. This is a time based assessment in which we have 6 questions in 12 minutes. The time will be ending at 11:16. 2 minutes per question. Let's see how many of these you can get correct. 6 minutes done, students, and 6 minutes remaining. 6 minutes done, 6 minutes remaining. Those who have just joined, let me tell you that this is a time based assessment. 6 questions would be solved in 12 minutes. So 6 minutes have already gone. We are only remaining with six more minutes. Neeraj, this is not the video in which we would be discussing the top MBA colleges, right? A short assessment is going on. Only 4 minutes are remaining, right? So you should try some of the questions given on the screen. Okay, please do. Two more minutes, students. Last 1 minute, students. Shubham, the answers were not supposed to be posted in comments, at least till the time gets over. Okay, joined at 11:09. Okay. Time's up, students. Let me give you 1 more minute as a bonus. It's okay. We can take 1 more minute before we start. Those who would be watching the recording of this class can pause and take a few more minutes if they require, right? But ideally, you should not. My recommendation would be to solve the questions in the stipulated time only. Okay, all right, students. So time's up. Let me solve the questions. All right. First of all, let me give you the answers of this. Yeah. Anyone who'd like to post the answers apart from Shubham? So Shubham, your answers are probably correct, except one. Except one. One of the answer. Okay. So anyone who would like to post the answers in comments? All right. So let me start solving. Let me first arrange these questions on one side. Yeah. Now let me solve question number one. First of all, let me give you the answers for all. So question number one, answer is 19.7. Just a second, students. I hope this is not coming. My video is not coming between in between your eyes. Let me try to move this video at some other point. No, I can't. Okay. So question number one, answer is 19.7. Question number two, answer is 4.37. Question number three, answer is 100. Question number four, answer would be 44. Question number five, answer would be 22.22. And question number six, answer would be 6. Answer would be 30. Okay. Now let me solve. So question number one, we'll be solving all the questions. So question number one says, Gauri went to the stationers and bought things worth rupees 25. So overall, Gauri has paid 25 rupees, right? Out of which 30 paise has went on the sales tax. So 30 paise has went on the to the sales tax. That means out of this 25 rupees that Gauri has given to the stationer, 30 paise has been the sales tax. So there is a part of tax, sales tax, right? And this tax is on taxable purchases. So there is a part of money which has gone into the money of the taxable purchases, and there are also some tax free items. So there are tax free items too, right? So there are three types of thing in this 25. In this 25 rupees, there are three types of products. or three types of distribution of this 25 rupee. The first distribution is the tax-free products. The second is taxable products, and the third is the tax on the taxable products. Right. So we have to calculate this part, tax-free part. Okay. So how will we be able to do this? See, the tax rate is 6%, and 30 paise has been has 30 paise is the tax. So we can write 30 paise as 0.3 rupees. We can write 30 paise as 0.3 rupees. Now, if the tax rate is 6% and the actual tax is 30 paise, so that means the taxable products, the worth of the taxable product into 6% should be equal to 0.3, the amount of tax, right? Suppose the tax is 12% of the, sorry, the tax is 6% of the of 100. So the taxable worth, the taxable product into 6%, that is the tax. So this much would be the tax, which should be equal to 0.3, correct? So from here, we'll get the value of T, the taxable purchases, as 5 rupees. If 0.3 is the amount of tax which she has paid, so the taxable product would be of 5 rupees, correct? So what would be the worth of the tax-free products? Because overall she has given 25 rupees. So we have to subtract 0.3 and 5 from it. So the tax-free products would be of 19.7 rupees. I hope this is clear. Done? Okay, let's go to the question number second. Question number second is probably the toughest question of this lot, right? Let's go for it. Students, please notice that this sheet is only of percentage, profit and loss, and ratio proportions, right? So we would be going topic wise or maybe the block wise, right? So percentage, profit and loss, and ratio proportions would be would be assessed in these six questions, right? In the next lecture, in the next series of in the next video of this series, there may be some other topic, right? The next video of this series would be released probably on Wednesday, same time, right? So we would be having this type of series, this type of video series, in which we would be having two videos per week of the similar type, right? But the content would be different, but the uh, content would be different, and the topic would be different every time. Okay, so question number one is done. Then we move to question number two. Question number two says that if the population of the town is increased from 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh in a decade, so the average percentage increase of the population, we have to calculate the average percentage increase of the population per year, right? So if a quantity is increasing from 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000 in a decade, in 10 years, right? So there is an overall increment of 50,000. There is an overall increment of 50,000, right? Now, what we do here is, what we generally do here is that we divide this 50,000, the overall growth, divided by the initial number, 1 lakh, right? We divide 50,000 by overall growth, and we say that there is an overall increment of 50%, right? Over the decade, over the span of 10 years, there is an overall increment of 50% in the population, right? So we are correct. We are absolutely correct till this point, right? We are absolutely correct till this point. But when we divide it by 10, when we divide this percentage by 10 to say that 5% growth would be there per year. If we say that 5% growth would be there in 1 year per year, so this is where we go wrong. This is not correct. Why? Because if 5% growth happens per year, so 1 lakh would have become 1 lakh 500. I hope I'm doing it correct. No, just a bit wrong. Okay, so this 1 lakh would have became, okay, this would have been 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh would have became 1 lakh 5,000 after 1 year, right? After 1 year, this would have became 1 lakh 5,000 with an increment of 5%, correct? Right? But if we now increase 5% in the next year, if we now increase 5% in the next year, so remember that it will not be 1 lakh 10,000 exactly. It will be 1 lakh 10,000 and 250. 1 lakh 10,250. I think this would be the number that we will have after increasing this second quantity by 5%, right? Because this is a successive change. Whenever we see that there is on an average there is 5% increment per year in a quantity, then this is actually a successive increment. Every time this 5% will not be applied to the initial quantity. It would be applied to the quantity just before the increment, right? So if I now again add 5% to it, so it will not be equal to 1,15,000. Rather, it may be around 1,16,000, right? It may be lump sum 1,60,000, 16,000, right? So if I consistently increase 5% in 1 lakh, so if I increase 5% in 1 lakh plus 5% into 10 times, right? So we will be reaching a quantity which is more than 1.5 lakh, obviously, right? Because this would be a compound interest type thing. So if we increase 5% every year in this quantity, so we will not reach 1,50,000. Rather, we will be reaching a quantity around maybe 1,60,000 or 1,70,000, which would be much larger than this quantity, right? So that means if the population of the town has increased from 1 lakh to 1,50,000, so that means there should not be a growth of 5%. Rather, the growth should be less than 5%. Correct? The growth should be less than 5%. And less than 5%, we have only one option here, right? So that has to be correct answer, right? If you want to calculate the exact value, without looking at the option, if you want to calculate the exact value, then you will have to use the formula of compound interest. You will have to use the compound interest formula. All right, students, let's go ahead to question number 3. I hope this is clear. Question number 3 says that if the selling price is doubled, the profit triples. So that means that we have a real thing, we have a real scenario, and we have a hypothetical scenario. So real scenario is that cost price is CP, profit selling price is SP, and profit is SP minus CP. This is a real scenario. Now it is now in the question it is the question is asking you to assume a hypothetical scenario in which if the selling price is doubled, the profit triples. So if the selling price is doubled, the profit triples. So the cost price remains same, CP. If the selling price is doubled, so selling price becomes 2SP, the profit gets tripled. So 3P will be the profit will be 3P, right? Now the value of 3P has to be, according to this situation, the value of 3P has to be 2SP minus CP, correct? The value of 3P has to be 2SP minus CP, right? Now this profit is actually 3 times the initial profit. So we can write it like 2SP minus CP is equal to 3 times the initial profit, that is SP minus CP. 3 times the initial profit, that is SP minus CP, correct? Now you have to solve this, and if you solve this correctly, you will get CP equal to or SP equal to 2CP. If you solve this correctly, you will get this equation, SP equal to 2CP, correct? So if we want to calculate the profit percent, so profit percent is SP minus CP divided by CP into 100, right? This is what profit is. So just put the value of SP as 2CP and you'll get the profit percent as 100%. You will get the profit as 100%. I hope this is clear. All right, let's go ahead. Question number 5. Question number 5 says some articles were bought at 6 for rupees 5 and sold at 5 for rupees 6. Although it is an easier question if you just try the if you just try to calculate the cost price and selling price of one article. If we take the calling if we take the cost price of one article, so because 6 articles have been bought at 5 rupees, so the cost price of one article would be 5 by 6, correct? This would be the cost price of one article, because in 5 rupees we are getting 6 articles, and then we are selling the articles at the rate of 6 for rupees 5, sorry, 5 for rupees 6. So here the price per article would be 6 by 5, correct? So now from now onwards it is easy to calculate the profit percentage as SP minus CP divided by CP into 100. We just have to do this, right? But let me give you a better method to solve this. Although this is solvable very easily by this method, but still, I would like to give you a better method to solve it. To if you want a better method to solve this type of question, you should take the LCM of the given data. All the given data in the equation you should take the LCM of, correct? And take and you should calculate everything on that data. That means I will calculate everything on 30 articles: cost price, selling price, and profit percent. I will calculate cost price, selling price of 30 articles, right? So if we talk about cost price of 30 articles, okay, So 5 articles are bought at rupees 5. 6 articles are bought at rupees 5. So by this way, 12 articles would be bought at rupees 10, right? 20, then we can say 18 articles at rupees 15 and so on. So by this logic, 30 articles would be bought at rupees 24, sorry, 25, right? 6 article for rupees 5, 12 for rupees 10, 18 for rupees 15. So this way, by this way, this is a simple unitary method. So by this logic, the cost price of 30 articles would be 25 rupees, right? And at the time of selling, we are selling 5 articles for rupees 6. We are selling 5 articles for rupees 6, correct? So 5 for rupees 6, 10 for rupees 12, 15 for rupees 18, right? And so on. So 30 articles would be sold at rupees 36. This is also a unitary method. So at the time of selling, we would be selling these 30 articles at 36 rupees, right? So by doing this, you have actually minimized your calculation. How? Now, if you want to calculate the profit percent, you know the profit is the difference of these two, because selling price is higher, so profit would be there. So this would be 11 divided by cost price 25 into 100, and that this would easily give you 44% as the answer. So to avoid extra steps of calculations, so you can do this type of thing. If you don't want to do much calculation, you can do this. Okay. So I hope this is clear, students. Let's go ahead. Question number 4 is done. Question number 5 and 6 is remaining. Okay. Yeah. So my video must be interfering in between the question. So let me raise the first 4 questions so that you only have 5 and 6 on your screen. Okay. So question number 5 says a tradesman defrauds by a mean of false weight balance to extent of 10% in the buying good and to the same extent in selling good. So there is a tradesman who defrauds at the time of buying the goods as well as at the time of selling the goods, right? So see, students, the easy way to do this question is let 1 kg sugar cost 1 rupee. Let 1 kg sugar cost 1 rupee, right? Now, if we are talking about 100 kg of sugar, if we are talking about 100 kg of sugar, so at the time of buying, he defrauds by 10%. That means he only pays for 90 kg. The shopkeeper only pays for 90 kg at the time of buying the goods. And at the time of selling the same good, he actually charges for 110 kg of sugar. Correct? Because by false weight, at the time of buying, he represents that this is not 90 kg, this is actually 100 kg. And at the time of selling, sorry, I actually said this in the reverse form. Yeah. Let's go back. Okay. So what I was trying to say is at the time of buying, he says that I am buying only 90 kg. So I will pay only for 90 kg. But he actually manages to get 100 kg. So he only pays 90 rupees. Okay. And at the time of selling, he says that I am giving you 110 kg of sugar, not 100 kg, but actually he is giving 100 kg only. So he charges 110 rupees for the sugar. So for the same quantity, 100 kg, he's paying 90 rupees and he will be the selling price of the sugar, of the same quantity of sugar. Correct? So now you can calculate anything. If you want to calculate profit, so this would be 20 by 90 into 100. Correct? This is the way that we would be doing it. Okay? Yes, Satyam. This is a logic that Arun Sharma sir generally tells in their video, in his videos. Goods left divided by goods sold, right? But I am assuming that maybe some of my audience has not gone through the videos of Arun Sharma sir, so that's why I am not using that formula. Okay. All right. Last question of the day. I hope this is clear. Answer would be 22.22%. Yeah. Question number 6 says that ABC have 110 kg sweets with them. So A plus B plus C would be 110 kg. This is the first equation, right? Now, if it has been said that if A gives half of his share to B, then B now has twice as much as A. So that means if B gives half of his share to B, sorry, if A gives half of his share to B, right? So what happens is A is left with A by 2 and B would be having B plus A by 2 because A has given half of his share to B. Correct? Now, the question is saying that B now has twice as much as A. So B now has twice as much as A. This is the second condition. B now has twice as much as A. If A gives half of his share to B, then B now has twice as much as A. Something like this. Correct? Now, the second condition is that if C gives half of his share to B, then if C gives half of his share to B, so B would be having B plus C by 2 and C would be having C by 2. Correct? So if C gives half of his share to B, then B now has 4 times as much as that of C. So then B now has 4 times as much as C. Correct? So this is the third equation. If C gives half of his share to B, then B has B plus C by 2 and C has C by 2 into 4. Correct? So B now has 4 times as much as C. Now, if you solve this correctly, you will get the second equation as this would be A minus A by 2. So this would be A equal to 2B. Correct? If you solve this equation correctly, first one, you will get that A will be equal to 2B. Right? And from this third equation, you will get the result as C equal to 2 by 3B. Correct? So you get the value, you have got the value of A, you have got the value of C as well, right? You should put it into this one. So A is 2B by 3, sorry, A is 2B plus B plus C is 2B by 3, which will be equal to 110 kg. Right, students? Done? Now you just have to solve it. In this question, the only difficulty was to understand these two lines. if A gives half of his share to B, then B now has twice as much as A. And if C gives half of his share to B, then B now has 4 times as much as that of C. So only the understanding of these two statements were required, and that's it in the equation, because there's nothing much left to solve. Okay, so how will this be solved? You can write it as 3b plus 2b by 3 is equal to 110, right? So this would be 9 plus 2, 11b by 3 is equal to 110. So from here you'll get the value of b as 30, right? So this is a simpler one now. Okay. All right. So students, I hope I was clear with these 6 questions. And if you are able to do at least 4 questions, matlab, I would say 4 is the bare minimum thing you should have done in those 12 minutes, right? So if in those 12 minutes you were able to do at least 4 questions, then you can consider yourself that you are on right track. Okay. If you are able to do all the 6 questions correctly in those 12 minutes, then definitely you are very much up to the mark. Okay. So anything equal to 4 or 5 or 6 would be considered very good. Considered good and very good. If you are able to solve these much questions in the stipulated time. Okay. So, all right, students, that's it from my side in this video. I'll see you in the next video, which would probably be on Wednesday. Okay. So till then, bye bye. Keep following us. Keep practicing and keep following us on social media. This type of series would also be conducted by Arun Sharma sir, right? So you can watch that also. All right, all the best, students. Bye bye.